Now, even though it looks quite sunny today, and it is, it's still quite cold. And this layer here, my Merino t-shirt, is what I'll start off with on most of my hikes. Now, as I said before, it wicks the sweat away. I've brought another t-shirt. I don't know if you can see through that there, but that's how fine the materials are on this Merino t-shirt. That's why the sweat can go through it and wick away. So that's my first layer. And this is my second layer. It's the same thing. The sweat goes through that and wicks away from your body, evaporates through to the outside. That's the next layer I would put on if I was cold. Even though it might be a cold day, I'm not going to start with all my layers on. And I'll show you what that could look like. I could put the long sleeve layer on. That's 2 layers I have on now. Now, when I've started off on my hikes, I've never gone past 2 layers. Because when you start off hiking, you're cold. But as you hike, you're going to get warmer. It doesn't take very long. You could 15 to 20 minutes hiking with a heavy pack on, you're going to start sweating. That's why I always start off with either the t-shirt layer or the next layer, the long sleeve layer, so the sweat can wick away. I've got my down jacket, so I can put that on. That's my next layer. I've got my down jacket. That's my third layer. And I've got my rain jacket as well, which could become the 4th layer. Now I've got 4 layers on. I've got my t-shirt, I've got my long sleeve t-shirt, I've got my down jacket, and I've got my rain jacket on. Now, this is the one situation in the mornings when it's cold or any time of the day where I don't want to start off my hike like this, because with a heavy pack on, within 15 to 20 minutes you're going to be sweating. And that means you're going to have to stop, take these layers off and get down to your base layers again, which by this time are going to be sweating. You're going to be uncomfortable, because when you've got the rain jacket on and the down jacket, it's going to be very difficult for the sweat to escape from the first 2 layers. And you don't want to start off your hike like that. My long pants on today, even though it's reasonably warm. Sometimes I have the long pants with the zip off legs that you can zip them off and make them into a pair of shorts. That's handy. So you can start off with the shorts and then put the other sections on. You've got to basically have your clothing in the top of your pack, and you're always utilizing that clothing. Obviously, if you start off, like I say, with 1 or 2 layers on, and then if you're hiking for a while and you get nicely warmed up, it's a cold day, when you stop, that's when you're going to pull out, for me anyway, I pull out my down jacket to keep warm, because once you reach that body temperature on a cold day, you don't want it to go back down again. So while you're hiking, you're nice and warm, and when you stop, you put your down jacket on, or you can put your rain jacket on. The rain jacket's really good for wind. If it's not particularly cold, it's just a wind that can cool you down, then slip your rain jacket on. Just utilize as you go along. The same with your head. My head is always covered no matter what. Obviously in the heat I've got this hat on to protect myself from the sun. I've got another one of my favorite hats here. If it's cold, I can slip that on when I stop. Sometimes I start with this on and then I go back to my hat. But the head section of the clothing always remains pretty constant. Obviously you got to remember, in the cold, heat can escape through the top of your head. Now sometimes I have worn gloves, but not very often. Usually I start off without them. If I stop and it's really cold, I might slip my gloves on as well to try and keep myself nice and warm. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, would be great. Take care, and I hope to see you on another video soon. Goodbye.